Hello everyone, welcome to my Whiteout Survival YouTube channel. In today's video, I would like to show you our Foundry Legion 1 battle of ALL Alliance and share Foundry tips and strategy. So you can learn how I play individually and also as a leader and strategist of the Legion 1 team, and how we ALL members play together as a team. So first of all, you need to prepare before going into the Foundry battlefield. Especially, you need to use bad battle scales and use counter recon from city bonus. And for all your strongest member, you should use 10% buffs or 20% buffs depending on your extra gems. And you need to create small teams for specific buildings which are important strategically. This will make you more organized than enemy alliance and more better planning to utilize the alliance strengths and teamwork. Alright. So in Foundry, there are three phases. The first phase is, I think, the first 15 minutes of the battle. And in this first phase, the most important building is the transit station and the first control points of as many buildings as you can, but specifically, if you get the first control points of prototype buildings and repair facilities, which give more first control points, you will have an edge over your enemy alliance. So our target during this phase 1 is we will try to hold the transit station all time so that our alliance member can TP every 5 minutes free, and after that we will try to get both prototypes building with our two teams, and also we will try as much repair facility as we can get from the enemies. This is our general plan. So before entering, we don't know how is the matchmaking and how strong enemy guys are. So we also need to consider that factor to plan a general strategy, and you need to be a little bit adapt to any situation. If the enemy is weaker, you can go more aggressive, and if the enemy is stronger than you individually, that's once it's a little bit difficult, and you need to use the strategies and teamwork more efficiently in order to outsmart them. Because this is a team game, even though the individual strength is important in Foundry, one big will cannot TP around all buildings, you know. So if you have a good teamwork and good plan, you can make him cry by, he will be helpless jumping around all important buildings, because if they jump to one building, our team will go to the next building and target him, and he will make him lose a lot more TPs and a lot more gems. So he feel like it is not worth for him anymore. So that's the point. Alright guys, now 15 seconds before going inside the battlefield. So as always, I'm a strategist of the ALL Alliance. So I need to make a general in-game text after entering the battlefield in preparation phase of 3 minutes for my alliance members, so that they have a general idea of what they should do. Here at transit station, I assigned our strongest team's Bloody here, because transit is the most important building during this phase 1. And for the prototype side 1, I assigned it's on the enemy side our strongest member team, Ben's team, and for our own side I assigned our third strongest member team. Because the first control points of the two prototypes buildings are very much, and also I need to learn the enemy strength, and I need to warn my alliance members to avoid this FC5 big guy, because she will bend everyone and she will weaken everyone's forces. So anyone except our three strongest players should avoid this girl. For other people, that I think they are not much in power, so I think this matchmaking is pretty easy for me. I think we will win for sure with a landslide. So after first phase of 15 minutes, in second phase, the middle Imperial Foundry opens and the munition warehouse open. So these two are the most two important buildings of starting from phase 2. You need to take the first control points of these two buildings, as well as you need to occupy these two buildings from 15 minutes until the end of the battle. This will give your alliance members extra points and also extra attack and defense buffs, which is very useful and beneficial for everyone in the long term. And also, it's really important to use anti-scout function in city bonus, which is called counter recon with 400 gems. So that the enemy guys cannot scout your city, and you can bait them into attacking into your city with a lot of troops. That's what I always do. So alright, it's 20 minutes, 20 seconds before the phase 1 starts, so I think everyone is ready to jump according to each team. Here we are creating a small teams, and I'm telling everyone our general plan. Alright, so now it's starting. So Ben is already jumping, so I need to jump and support Ben, because this fast control points of the prototype building is really important. And when supporting and garrisoning, you need to use the defensive hero, which is a Patrick, the best one. And for the other heroes, it doesn't matter as long as they can carry more troops. So after this, my role is to burn and attack these small people for points, because in Foundries, as an individual, to maximize benefits of arsenal tokens, you need to fulfill two criteria. The first one is your Legion 1 team must win the battle, and the second criteria is you have to surpass personal arsenal points of over 180k, I think. Yeah, 180k. So you need to target smaller and weaker cities and ban them for these personal points to surpass 180k points, so that you can get the maximum Foundry tokens to exchange in Foundry shop. So now you can see Bloody is winning this transit fight. So it's a really good thing. Whoever wins that transit fight has a massive advantage throughout the battlefield. So since our Bloody is winning now, everyone's reinforcing one defensive squad to transit, And now you can see I'm also uh, garrisoning to prototypes buildings, which gives a lot more points. Okay, we got the first control points of the prototype type 1. So our points are a lot better than enemies at this stage. Here you can see we already get 14,000 points and enemy is almost 0. I think we are winning most battlefields. So the boiler room, uh, some people like boiler room, but for me and for our alliance, we don't ever target boiler room. We don't waste our team or our foes in boiler room, even though it reduced the first control occupation time to 1 minute from 2 minutes. I think the value is not that much. As long as your team is strong, you can get the first control points by sitting inside that building for 2 minutes. You don't need boiler for reducing time. That's my opinion. But some people like boiler room. Okay, so our team already got boiler. So since I'm near, uh, I'm planning to ban and helping them. So in this type of Foundry battle, it is really, really important how you play as a team and how you play individually. So the better you can play individually and the better you can communicate with your team and help your team, it will ensure your Legends victory for sure. And it's also really, really important to always garrison the buildings you have occupied. Now you can see the points difference. We have all 28k points when the enemy only has a few small points. And now everyone is starting to ban the enemy. So I'm making force TP. So this guy has a lot of troops. So it will not be very easy banning him solo. We may need a rally for him. Okay, munition opens in 7 minutes. So ban is being targeted by a lot of enemy guys. So ban needs help. So as a strategist, I need to see the whole battlefield and make a general plan for everyone as well as for me, how to use my free TP 5 minutes and a few extra TPs in between. Having a extra advanced teleporters for Foundry is really, really important and beneficial. Also, extra healing speed ups is really, really useful. So before Foundry battle, you always need to prepare these two things, advanced teleporters and healing speed ups. So now you can see I'm seeing this because I want to take and defend this prototype and also collect the loot because the enemy is most likely to knock our one guy out. Even though the reinforcements are sending, they may be late. I think they will not reach in time before the enemies hit. So here's the thing: when there's a, you can see the accumulated arsenal points over the building, 1330, right? So when enemy knocks your building out, these things scattered, and you need to collect them as fast as you can. Here you can see I TP and I collect the loot And I also take back the building. That way, the enemy cannot snatch your scatter loose points. So even though they knock out our building, they don't get any accumulated arsenal points. This is how you play individually, and also, it's more individually. I mean, you need to also uh, communicate with your team. However, sometimes you can use your extra advanced TPs like this to make sure you get more personal points and you don't give enemies any more points. Now you can see it's already 46k over for our AL alliance, and enemy only has 10k points, so it's almost 4 times the difference. So here's the thing, in phase 2, 3 buildings and log, which is the middle imperial, munition warehouse, and the masonry camp. Among these 3 buildings, I only emphasize on 2 buildings, imperial and munition. For the mercenary camp, I found out that whether you hold a mercenary camp or not, these mercenaries always attack the imperial middle. So only it becomes useful only when, I mean, it's not useful at all whether you control the imperial foundry or whether the enemy alliance control the imperial foundry. Whoever controls it, at I think 7 minutes interval, these mercenaries will automatically attack whoever inside the imperial foundry. That's what I find out from my experience. So we totally neglect getting these mercenary camp. So someone's attacking me. So I have 2 reinforcements, so I'll be fine. Probably. But I need to make sure to put more infantries as reinforcements, because infantries always dies first when someone's attack. So always, after using teleporters, you need to garrison all important buildings that your alliance occupy. Because whenever you TP, even though you have garrisoned the buildings, all the squads come back to your city. That's why after TP, you need to send your squads back to the building you want to garrison. That's the logic here. Sometimes people forget to do it after TP, and your as a team, I mean, your garrison becomes weaker, and the enemy can't target this weakly garrison building. So here you can see our bloody song Leroy's janking. He is owning and he is burning. And at this point, it's almost a landslide victory in phase 1. But the most important, it's starting from the phase 2, where you can get a lot of points by getting the middle imperial foundry, first control points, and continue occupation point. At this stage, actually, I feel a little bit pity for our enemy alliance, because you can see here, we are almost 60k and they are only 13k. It's almost 5 times points difference, and they are really suffering. The only building they get is this repair facility. Here you can see I am planning to jump and I am planning to burn the enemy for my personal points, because at this stage the alliance is already winning and I need to collect more personal points for me. Here you can see this guy has a lot more stats, so I need to avoid this Sun God nigger now. I cannot win him, so I need to target lower players with lower stats. Here you can see our team is banning them to force them out from this area, as well as to get more extra personal points. My connection is a little bit bad today. Sorry about that, guys. So here at the middle, I think we already got good control, and munition warehouse. Uh, some they are taking control, so I need to send someone to the munitions. Here, I need to go take munition for the team because this building is really important. I need to knock them out and I need to take control so that everyone gets extra attack and defense buffs for the team. So starting from this phase 2, this munition warehouse and the middle Imperial Foundry is the two most important buildings that you need to emphasize. And as well as you need to also focus occupying the prototypes buildings, which gives the most points for occupation per minute. So in Foundry, it's also really important to have a good stable connection. If not, it's really frustrating and annoying. So okay, we got the munitions, and someone's targeting our prototype. But it's okay at this point. We have a lot of points advantages over enemy guys. ZTX. So these prototype Type 1 and Rebel Facility 3 are the only two buildings that enemy occupied on the battlefield. They can only occupy these two buildings. Every other buildings are occupied by our alliance. So now you can see after TPing, I garrison important buildings, munition warehouse, and the middle one with my squad. And you can see I am also banning other people for extra personal points. He wants to ban me. Try me, bro. You cannot ban me that easily. I have a lot of extra troops inside. He is suffering. He is suffering. He cannot ban me. That's why I think in this type of Foundry battles, especially for the same, not too much difference level of stats, having a lot more extra troops inside your city has real advantage, because even if enemy is a little bit stronger than you, if he tries to solo your city, he will suffer a lot of injuries. So that's why using anti-scout function is really important before entering Foundry battlefields, so that the enemy cannot know how much troops inside your city. If they underestimate you and attack your city solo, they will suffer more. And also when you target enemies, especially if they are at the same level, you always need to scout first before attacking. You can see I failed to scout Sangod Nika previously and attack him, and I suffer a lot because he has a lot of cheap gear, better hero, and better stats than me, and also more troops. So my solo squad does not make a dent on him. So at this stage, they are holding two buildings and every other building is ours. But soon, when they do not have any more foes in later stages, I think all battlefield will be ours at this stage, for sure. Also, guys, don't forget to use these free 25% marching speed up when you garrison to the long distance buildings. It's really helpful and it's free. So you should always use these things. And another tips is use Wallace and Gina in that specific squad, especially when you garrison to the furthest building from your side, which takes a long time. So they will reduce considerate amount of marching time. So here everyone is already getting over 180k points. I need a little bit more, but I will soon also surpass 180k personal arsenal points for maximum rewards. So I'm planning to ban these two here and help my teammates saying, even though I cannot win against Sangod Nika, I'm pretty confident that I can ban the other two smaller cities. So alright, after TPing, I always need to garrison to important buildings. Okay. Here you can see this guy has quite a lot of troops. I failed to burn him, but I also injure more injuries to him. And I may need to attack him one more time. So I think I can ban him on this second attack because I have already injured a lot of his troops in my first attack. Oh, the second attack still fails. So I may need a third attack to make him force TP. So whenever you garrison, you need to use the defensive hero in the first slot. Oh, this guy has a lot of troops inside. Even though he has lower stats, he have a lot of troops inside. So that's the reason I'm a bit suffering. So I will stop attacking him because it's useless. And I need to move to the another building. Here. And collect the scatter loot. And also take back this important prototype building from enemy skies. Actually, at this stage, I think it's everyone is relax and chill because we are owning the battlefield and the enemy's alliance is suffering really, really hard. There are only 1 to 2 buildings that they can take and hold. So I'm just encouraging and uh, telling everyone to just chill and relax for the rest of the time because we are already winning a landslide in points at this stage. So the another tips is that the smaller players who don't have enough troops inside their cities can play safe and contribute to the team. They can stay in the safe zone and they can reinforce their squads from there. That way, our garrison buildings will be more stronger with their support as well as they cannot be burned easily by enemy big guys. So the trick is that in the first 15 minutes of the battle phase 1 in Foundry, your target is not only you need to take control of transit and prototypes, your bid guy also need to your strongest players and your other players also need to target weaker members of enemies to reduce their troops and to force them use more healing speed ups. That way they will not have enough troops to compete for the middle imperial foundry when the time comes. So that's always the general plan and general strategy which will uh, give your alliance advantages. Now at this point, it's really really easy. You can see already see the point difference. It's almost 5 times. We have close to 150k alliance points and the enemy is only near 40k points. It's almost 4 times difference. And they do not have any troops, especially they are smaller guys. They don't have any troops to support. They are big guys anymore because they have been burned a lot by our players. So as at this point, there is nothing much that we need to do. We just need to garrison all the buildings we occupied with defense squad and make sure these garrison buildings are not weak so that the enemy cannot snipe it. Here you can see our Leroy Jenkins bloodies is TPing and murdering these small poor little guys. I feel pity for them. Once hit once by our bloody, they will suffer tens of lots of injury. There's one time, I got hit by one big guy because I feel to TP first because I'm focusing on garrisoning other buildings, and he just jumped beside me and attack and use marching speed ups. And after his attack, my city got banned, and all my troops. I have a lot of extra troops inside my building, but because of that stats difference, and he also used 20% buffs, he burned me, and I need to heal my troops with 3 days worth of healing speed as for that one attack. That's why it's really really important. You need to avoid these big guys who are targeting you at all costs. Once you hit once by them, if you don't have enough healing speed ups, you will no longer have any troops to continue staying inside the battlefield and contribute to the team. But in Foundry, they allowed the players to fully heal the troops by exiting the battlefield for full 12 minutes and re-entering. However, you know, that option is not very good for the team because they are playing one less player than enemy whenever someone needs to uh, force exit the battlefield for 12 minutes because he no longer has any more troops. Yeah, some of my teammates, uh, you know, the, the weaker you are, the more targeted you will be by the enemy. So I need to remind them if they do not have any more healing speed ups or troops, they should stay inside their safe zone and reinforce or stay there. And another point is, as a leader and strategist, I need to make sure as many people from Legion 1 get maximum rewards from this Foundry battle. So I push everyone who are not suppressing yet the 180k personal target points for maximum Foundry tokens. Here you can see a lot of people, more than 10 people are getting the 180k points. So I need to remind everyone as a team leader, because don't underestimate these rewards and these Foundry tokens. You can exchange a lot of good materials from Foundry shop like 100 XP components, chief design plans, gem designs, etc. They are really really precious, especially for free to play players or very low spenders, because you need these materials a lot in middle game and late stage of the state. And as a free to play player, you cannot afford to buy packs like these big guys do. So you need to prioritize and getting maximum rewards from every free events like Foundry, Crossfire, Canyon Clash, and any other free events. Actually, the good thing I like about this game is that the developers are, making a small breathing room for free to play players and pay to win players. Uh, Even though every every game developers are a little bit greedy and they want to make more money from the game. Uh, However, Whiteout Survival makes developers create some loopholes for the free to play players or low spenders in most of the free events. So if you know these loopholes and if you can utilize how to get maximum benefits from each event, I mean, even though you cannot compete with the big spenders and whales, you can fight against the some medium level spenders who are not using these loopholes. Yeah, without a doubt, Whiteout Survival is a mostly a pay-to-win game, but developers allow free-to-play players to thrive and survive against this icy war, but just barely. You need to grind a lot and you need to put a lot more effort and you need to make a proper plan and use all these loopholes that the developers have created for free-to-play players. If not, it's really really hard for you to play this game. And also another thing is that it's really really important that you have at least one big guy or one whale inside your alliance, uh, as a protector or a guardian, because this is a team game. However, there are limitations, uh, a lot of limitations if you don't have one big guy. Because in most of the big events like Foundry, Canyon, and SBS Gaslight, in such events, you need to, I mean, support your strong guy with your troops and correct troops formation and correct heroes in the first slot. It's a team game, but I mean, just an alliance with only free to play players and low spenders, uh, I mean, it's really really hard for them to survive in the server. You need some big spenders, at least one or two, in your alliance. So and as a, you need to know your role. As a free to play player, you are mostly the supporting role, the supporters. So you need to support your big guy and you need to focus on how to develop your city according to that. For example, as a supporting role, having a higher troop tier will be beneficial for your team. So you need to focus on uh, upgrading your furnace level and upgrading your troops tier. It's really important. So here you can see I am encouraging my member who are not surpassing 180k personal points yet to go and target enemy guys so that more people can get maximum rewards from this Foundry event. Bloody is, he is a little bit disappointing about the enemies guys are avoiding him because he can no longer ban the enemies. He is a really really chill guy in our alliance, even though he is the strongest and he is really really reliable. Sometimes some of the events are very very early for him in the morning, like uh, 5 a.m. in America time or 6 a.m. I'm not sure. Also due to this daylight saving difference, this guy is really really make an alarm and take coffee, and with almost closed eyes he fights for the team in these events. So I'm really really appreciate uh, him doing this for us. And also I think for Ben Baby and GOT, both of them are from America, I think. So the time zone is the same with Bloody. So I really really appreciate everyone who is putting a lot of efforts to participate in our Legion 1 Foundry battle at 14 UTC. Uh, without these guys, without everyone, uh, without everyone's participation, it's really really hard for me to formulate a proper plan to make an easy win. But right now, this Foundry battle is too easy. We are just completely crushing them. At this point, it's a little bit boring for me because we are holding almost all the buildings on the battlefield, and the points difference is almost 4 to 5 times between our alliance and theirs. Yeah, to be honest, this is the one of the most easiest Foundry battles we have ever been played. Even though our Foundry battle record is not 100% like our Canyon Clash battle record, I think it's between 80 to 90%. We only lose 1 to 2 Foundry battles, as far as I remember. And all these losing battles are really really close battles, where the enemy is overall stronger than us. I have 100% confidence in my Legion 1 team that as long as the enemy has the same level of strength as ours in overall power, we can win. However, it becomes a little bit difficult when enemies is a lot stronger than you, and also they know how to play strategically. So it's that's why I'm saying that sometimes in these kind of events, matchmaking is really really important. If the matchmaking is fair and favor your alliance, it makes a lot of things easier for you and for your team. So one more person gets over 180k points after my encouragement. So here in the Imperial Foundry, we have accumulated a lot of points. However, I need to remind that uh, to garrison in the last 5 minutes, because the enemies can TP with 6 to 7 member and start rallying. That's what always I do if we are a weaker team. I let them occupy the middle Imperial Foundry, and I focus on the other buildings as a team. And during that last 5 minutes sprint, everyone, at least 7 to 8 people, TP to the middle and knock them out with our strongest guy really, and collect the scattered loots. That way the enemy lose a lot of scatter collecting points. Yeah, we are winning with almost 4 times difference in alliance total points. So now I'm pushing the guys who are not over 180k points yet. Someone is rallying our garrison building, so I need to request help to garrison this. Because at this point the enemies, they can no longer TP outside because our big guys are targeting and they do no longer have enough troops to withstand the attacks, so they stay inside the safe zone and they are rallying our buildings from the safe zone. Well, Foundry is a 1 hour long battle, and sometimes when the matchmaking is seriously fair, it becomes a lot more exciting and uh, enjoyable. But right now, I think many of our members uh, feel a little bit bored because we are overwhelmingly crashing the enemy alliance ZTX. No offense, guys. I think it's the matchmaking favors us a lot this time because we are stronger than you guys in overall, and we are not strategically weaker than you guys. That's the main reason you lost massively. So I'm reminding our third strongest player, GOD, to go get some points so that he can get mass rewards. Even though he is a big spender for our alliance, you know, even for the whether you are wheels or spenders or free to play players, these every free little rewards from these events will make you stronger. So I need to make sure everyone gets maximum rewards from these events. So after 180k points, it's no longer important anymore whether you can get more points or not. It will only be uh, regarded as your alliance points personal ranking in alliance leaderboard, but uh, it's not very important. It's just an honor, but it's an honor. But uh, as long as your legion win the Foundry battle and you get over 180k personal points, you will get the maximum Foundry tokens given by the game system. So here Goku's has been attacked, so I need to reinforce this guy. So after certain time, there are weapon workshops open in the battlefield, and the enemy ZTX Slipper Squad, they are gathering these weapon shops because I think they no longer have enough troops. So whenever you don't have enough troops, you can still get uh, occupy these weapon workshops and get gathering points. It's like a gathering resource. It's the same mechanism as like when you gather resources outside the city. However, the points are not much. You only get a few per minute. So I feel like attacking and banning other people or attacking and knocking other people out from the building gives more personal points and gives more advantage for your team. So we give them the mercenary camp, I think that's the only one building they are getting now at this stage. Actually, it has become a habit that uh, brother GOT is older than me, and we have been friends from our previous alliance before we came to this. We came to meet in this AL alliance, so I it's become an old habit to call this brother old man, and I cannot change it very easily when it becomes a habit. But these guys, all these guys are really really chilled, and they always create a fun atmosphere. After all, this is just a game, and everyone is playing this whiteout survival game to relieve their stress. So, having a fun environment and having a team communication and team play with your alliance is what makes these games more, you know, valuable for everyone. And here you can see we are owning, and all the buildings on inside the battlefield is blue, which are occupied by our yellow alliance. The enemies cannot even get one building from us at this stage. Here you can see they can, even if we don't hold all the buildings at this stage and give them all the buildings, I think they cannot win anymore because the point difference is almost triple or quadruple amount. And what I want to say to the Whiteout Survival developers is please create more these team like events, like Foundry or Canyon Clash, because uh, from my experience, uh, people enjoy this kind of team play and team events more than the individual events because they are more fun, uh, and you need to communicate with your friends and you need to have fun together with your friends in your alliance. So my suggestion to Whiteout Survival developer is you guys should create more these team events, uh, rather than just repeating the same types of events every 2 weeks or 1 month. Creating more new team events and rotating them at intervals would make this game more interesting in the long term, and also you can uh, make your Whiteout Survival fans and audience continue playing this game. At some point, according I have been playing in 3 to 4 states before this one, and I found out that at some point people becomes uh, a bit bored because of the events are repetitive with the same pattern. But later, they introduced Canyon Clash, and that's one people really really enjoy Canyon Clash event because Canyon Clash has almost the same mechanism as the Foundry. The only difference is that in Canyon Clash you cannot ban someone. You don't see the banning, but in Foundry you can see the banning. You can ban any cities you want. But it's all about PvP fights, either in Canyon Clash and Foundry. Here you can see Misha got uh, bullied by the enemy guy, and our alliance guys helping her. Have you ever guys watched like Avenger Endgame scene, epic scene where Captain America and Iron Man becomes helpless by enemy Thanos? Uh, they they there came reinforcements with a lot of portals from Doctor Strange and Wakanda Forever. These guys and these epic scenes, it's the same. When Michelle's request help, six people jump and help her and ban the enemy guy who bullies her. So that's what makes this kind of team events really really exciting and interesting, and makes everyone's adrenaline high. Yeah, since it's almost finished, I'm reminding everyone to reinforce the middle Imperial Foundry. Our Ryan Jenkins, it's burning people all over the battlefield. He likes a lot of burning. Alright, I think at least 14 to 15 people already get the maximum benefit rewards from 23 people. Yeah, 14 people already gets and surpass over 180k points. So this event is at not bad for all ELO family members. So here you can see someone is trying to targeting my garrison building. Oops, I need to jump now because the big guy is coming and targeting. I need to collect the scatter loop points. At least I get uh even though I do not get a lot, I get at least one third of the scatter loop points. Okay, the battle is finished, and you can see we are in S tier, and our Foundry win rate is between 80 to 90% as far as I remember, and the point is almost double. It's a pretty easy game, to be honest. and pretty free rewards for everyone. So alright guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. And if you think uh, this gameplay video is very helpful for your team and for your alliance, please like and comment on the video, as well as please subscribe to my Whiteout Survival YouTube channel for more Whiteout Survival contents about in-game events and game mechanics. I can guarantee that my channel is a treasure house for all free-to-play players and all strategists or who are the alliance leaders, because I share uh, the best tips and strategies for everyone according to my own experience and experiments. It will be very helpful for you in the long term. So, alright. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye.